Welcome back to another episode of What's for Dinner. So tonight we're going to make burgers, but we have a twist that we're going to do. We're about to grind our own meat for the burgers. My dad for my wedding bought me and my husband a half a cow. So these are just some leftover like chuck steaks. Well, we've got a couple different things going on. We have a chuck steak, or we have 2 chuck steaks we're going to use, some ground beef we already had, and then we have a sirloin, like a single sirloin steak that we're going to use. Is it a lot of meat? Yeah, but I can take these patties and I can actually freeze them. So that's what our plan is to do. So we're going to grind all this meat up, and then whatever we're not going to use, we're going to go and make the patties for it and then put it in the freezer so that we have them for whenever there's one of those days like you just don't want to cook. So the attachment I have actually connects to my KitchenAid mixer through the top. I went ahead and put plastic wrap right here so that all I have to do is just clean up the plastic wrap. But yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut up these chuck steaks. I got to move that first, so don't mind that. I'm going to cut up these chuck steaks into like cube size, and then we're going to put it in here, and then the meat's going to come out in here. Simple explanation for those of y'all that have never used a meat grinder before, but that's how it works. So this is the sirloin steak, and it's a little bit freezer burned. It's a lot freezer burned, but we're going to mix it with this and then this, and it'll be fine. So let's cube up this, and then we'll use this. So we're going to do a 2-bowl system. This is the stuff that needs to be grinded. This is the pre-grinded stuff. So let's get to grinding. Okay, so here is the beef after everything is all ground and put in there. You can really tell a difference between, I think anyways, you can tell a difference between like a grain, like a store-bought cow versus like one that you bought from a person. Don't mind the dog toy. So yeah, now I have to clean these dishes, otherwise I won't be able to function. Okay, dishes are done. Now it's time to season. We're gonna use this guy. This guy. Little bit of this. A little bit of this. And then I typically use Worcestershire sauce, but I don't have any Worcestershire sauce. So we'll use a little bit of the gods. Mickey. Okay, now we're back to the grind. Now we're gonna shape our patties. I used to have this like burger, like it wasn't really a burger press. It was like a ring that my grandfather found that used to hold gloves in. It was like a something. Anyways, it was like the perfect burger size and shape, and it made the perfect thickness. It was great. And since we moved into this house, I can't find it, and it bugs the hell out of me. I wish I knew where it was. So anyways, we're going to make 5 patties for Colton and I tonight. And about like that thickness. And then I just have a plate over here. And then the rest of them we're going to take, and like I said, we're going to freeze them in burger shapes so that we don't have to go spend money, because that's one of the things that we're trying to watch for, is making sure that we're not just eating out as much as we did, and that because it was a really bad issue there for a minute. So, and I can already hear people in the comments being like, your burgers are too big. Remember, meat shrinks. So I like to make them just a smidge bigger than normal, and then when they cooked, they're like the perfect size that fits on your buns. Make your own burger patties then. You make them to your size and thickness and stuff. Like, I made that one too big. Anyways, let's finish these burger patties. So I didn't mention this to you guys, but you should use like like freezer paper if you're gonna put them in the freezer, and then to all I had was parchment paper. It's fine, it is what it is, unfortunately. So we ended up getting 4 patties out of the stuff that's going in the freezer. So now we're just gonna look for some tater tots, and then we're gonna cook those up. Okay, so we had no fries or tots or anything like that, so we're just gonna have cauliflower with it. So right now I'm going to use a Lysol wipe, and I'm gonna clean my table, and I'm gonna clean my KitchenAid, and then we're gonna put everything back where it needs to go and get the rest of dinner going. Okay, we're back. We've showered. Colton ended up cooking the burgers for me so that I could go shower. So now he's gonna take a bite and we're gonna see what he thinks. So again, we didn't have any fries or tots or anything, so we went with cauliflower, which is probably a healthier choice anyways. Good for seasonings. Y'all hungry?